have to watch it.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Great points. Yeah,
Welcome to the press conference for Daniil Medvedev. Please raise your hand and state your name and organisation when asking your question. Daniil, through to the quarterfinals, maybe not how you would have liked, but through anyway. Just give us your thoughts.
Yeah, honestly, I played well. So during the match, I saw that maybe he was struggling a little bit, but with his tennis, he can cause troubles still because he hits so strong. So sometimes he doesn't need to move a lot. So talking about me, I played great. I served great. I had a good depth on my shots. Like I felt like I was probably maybe the best match of the tournament. At the same time, of course, when he retired, that's when I understood that something was bothering him probably for all the match. So it's a pity, and hopefully he can recover fast because he's an amazing player, and hopefully he can recover fast and play again.
Questions? Yeah. So at what point are you telling yourself, yeah, I can win this tournament?
I don't know. I always tell this to myself, to be honest. At the same time, we have Novak, who won it, 4 times in a row, 7 times in total, and he's winning a lot of Grand Slams. But since I became maybe top 10, especially since the final against Rafa in US Open 2019, that's the first time where I was like, okay, that's actually possible to go far in slams, because I think before US Open, I was never in quarters. That US Open, I made final and 5 sets against Rafa. I was like, okay, now I know I'm able to do anything. And so I always believe in myself. I always want to win these tournaments. Wimbledon was not that successful for me, but now it's already the best result of my career here, and I don't want to stop. I'm playing great. I'm looking forward to next matches, and I want to try to win for sure.
I wanted to ask you about something else. Not sure if you saw what happened with Azarenka last night. As someone that's dealt with hostile crowds, I know for different reasons, what were your thoughts on that?
I think big misunderstanding, but it's very pity for Vika because she lost 11-9 on the tiebreaker. It's brutal for anyone that loses the third set tiebreaker. Deciding set tiebreaker is brutal. And as she said, I actually liked her response on the press conference. She respected the decision of Svitolina about not shaking hands. And so I think the crowd that comes, they not like court one is maybe 10,000 people. I actually don't know. And they're not all going to know the story behind this. So they just saw Vika not shaking hands, and that's why I think they booed her. And I liked her response where she said that it was a great match and let's talk about tennis. So I think it's a pity for sure for her that she got booed, and probably for no reason. But I think the people didn't know the story behind it, and that's why it happened.
Yeah, Daniil, watching you the last 8 days, it looked like the way you play and the way you interact with the crowd and speak are really connected. You feel well on the court and you feel well on the mic.
On court one.
Yeah. Can you just maybe explain with your personality, how is it, all this two part of the player you are, or the person you are connected, the play and the interaction with it?
Well, I honestly think that the player and, let's say, interviews after the match, or more me in real life, very different persons. In many aspects, of course, it's the same me, so there are some similarities and connections, but I'm on the court, if we're talking only about a tennis match, I'm much more, when I say passionate, maybe not like Rafa screaming, come on, and trying to pump the crowd up, but very hot-blooded. Yeah, hot-blooded is the good word. Where in real life, it's much tougher to actually bring emotions from me. I'm much more like, okay, whatever happens, happens. More easygoing. But as I said, starting from when I walked on court one, playing against a British player, it was amazing, and I straight away, it helps you when the crowd is in a way behind you, and for sure not disrespectful. It helps a lot to feel great on the court, and I feel like it's true that it's well connected. So I want to try to continue this way, because I actually just saw my opponent also very well connected to the crowd, so gonna be interesting.
Hi, Danny. About your next game, what do you think about Eubanks? And is he maybe the moment you are maybe in the best physical condition of your career right now?
Of my career, I don't know, because I had so many good tournaments, some of them the tournaments in a row, which is the toughest, even this year when I made Rotterdam, Doha, Dubai. Rotterdam, Doha is so tough. It's a 6-hour flight and I think 3-hour time difference. It's very tough. Then going to Indian Wells, 12-hour time difference. So I had many times in my career where physically I was surprised of myself. I was like, after the tournament, I was like, wow, I managed to do something which I didn't think was possible. So here it's too early to say. I didn't have 5-set matches yet and stuff like this, but I'm feeling great physically. So that's good. And talking about Christopher, he is a great player. Miami was his first, let's call it, breakthrough in a way. I mean, that's where he went into the top 100 and coming from qualis made quarters. So his best result at the moment. And he played great against me. It was a very tough match. I was on fire. I managed to beat him, but it was a tough one. And here he's on fire again. He just won an ATP, his first title. And here in the quarters, beating Stefanos, 5 sets, unbelievable. So I know that I need to be at my 100% and absolute best physically, tennis-wise, and mentally to try to beat him.
You go ahead first.
About Eubanks, can we say that he is like a 1990s player? Because he played some chip and charge, 7 volleys, then mix it.
Well, I didn't see 90s. I saw kind of starting, I always said, from Safin era kind of. And they already, I feel like already then, so I didn't see Sampras play a lot. So already back then, I think players played a lot from baseline, maybe a little more aggressive than now, but still a lot from baseline. But he definitely has a different game to other players. Relies a lot on his serve and serves great. Is not afraid to go with the net, maybe even after, let's say, many people of my generation, we tend to go to the net after a good shot to try to finish the point. He is not scared to make a bad shot and still go to the net and try to finish the point there. So definitely a little bit different from other players. Also one-handed backhand, close to the line. So going to be interesting. I will try to deal with what he can produce at my best.
You often say, I've heard you say it several times, anybody can make a good week. It's, 250, you go down to number 250 in the world. There's lots of talent there. Chris has had a real rise. You've had an interesting view of it because you've played him in Miami. Would you say what he's done over the past 3 months, that he's proven he's not one of these guys who's just had a good week? Is this long enough when you look at someone like that? Or is it, when you're evaluating someone, do you want to see 6 months or a year or 2 years? Well, I'm just sort of curious how you look at a player like him who's having a breakthrough tournament, who's going to be playing you in the quarterfinal, his first quarterfinal Grand Slam.
Well, first of all, I would generally say, yeah, probably a year or even 2 is always better because a lot can happen during this time. And the thing is that after playing Miami, he went on some challengers, and I don't know if he won one or not, but he lost some also. So probably he was still having some ups and down moments. But again, what we are sure about is that right now it's his up moment. So probably after this tournament, of course, it depends how he does later, but I would guess he's somewhere near top 30 with the results that he's doing, or maybe top 50 for sure. But yeah, and talking like kind of about my perspective, I know that I'm playing someone very dangerous in the quarterfinal who is on the rise right now. I kind of don't care if in 3 months he's going to play even better or even worse. What matters is 2 days after for me. I hope he's not going to be on absolute fire, or if he is, I hope I'm going to be too. And yeah, I'm going to just try to do my best to beat him.
And we obviously heard you watching that match and reacting to it and stuff. I know you watch a lot of tennis when you're not playing yourself. Is that how you normally react? And if you're watching when you're not in the tournament, is there anyone that you actually pull for?
When I'm not in the tournament, I don't watch. I feel too bad in a way, because it's either I lost or I don't know, I was not able to play. I just like to disconnect from tennis. I like to do different stuff. So I very rarely watch tennis if I'm not in the tournament. But contrary to this, if I'm still in the tournament, I absolutely love watching tennis matches, for sure, watching opponents. Maybe, maybe you can always see where he serves on the break point or something like this, even if we're all capable to change. And it depends, it was 5-4. He had 2 break points to save. So I was reacting because it's a tennis match. It's adrenaline going. I know how it is. And they had some good points or even bad misses. And so I was reacting. If it would be first game of 4 set, I would not react like this. So yeah, I'm capable of reacting like this, especially if the match interests me.
One more question. You've also said about Novak, I remember you said that it takes, first time you play against him, really, really hard.
Yeah.
You take some time to get used to him. Do you think you're the same kind of player? And Chris, having played you just a few months ago, at least will help him out?
Well, I don't think I'm the same, just because my results are not the same that Novak's. And who did I play lately for the first time? I mean, Jiri today, but he got injured. I won't remember. I think that was the first time I played Korda this year, and I lost, so maybe not the same as Novak. But generally speaking, no, I actually don't know how to answer this. I just hope that maybe the first time I beat him didn't give him too much information, and I can try to do it again. But we can only know the day after, and let's see. It's going to be interesting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merci.